Hey, what's up? I'll be showing you how to fix a Bosch washing machine that is showing an E31 error. Now, yours might look different to this model, but this error generally applies to most of the models. Now, the E31 error is an error that is related to water overflow issue. So it's detecting that there's too much water going into the washing machine without filling it up in enough time. So this can be caused by a number of issues. So what you need is a T20 Torx bit, and we're going to turn off your washing machine, unplug it from power, and then we're going to turn it around and access the back. There's a couple of things that can cause the E31 error. Could be a faulty water valve that keeps putting water into the drum and never stops. The way you'll diagnose that is you press pause and the water just keeps getting into the drum. It means that the valve is just stuck open. And then the other thing could be that we need to access the drum and see what's happening. There could be a hole in the drum. So to access the drum, the back of the drum or under the drum, we're going to take off this back plate. Most Bosch washing machines have this back plate. It's held in place by a couple of screws all around these four corners, and once you take those off with a T20 Torx bit, you lift it up and then it comes out. So just like that, and it's out. With that off, just have a look and see what's going on. If you see a lot of debris like water, sediment, like dirt, like dirty water sediment or lint sediment on this bottom plate, it means that there's a leak somewhere, there's water that's been coming out somewhere, and then you need to find what the source of that leak is. There's a couple of things that can cause the E31 error. Could be a faulty water valve that keeps putting water into the drum and never stops. The way you'll diagnose that is you press pause and the water just keeps getting into the drum. It means that the valve is just stuck open. And then the other thing could be that we need to access the drum and see what's happening. There could be a hole in the drum. So to access the drum, the back of the drum or under the drum, we're going to take off this back plate. Most Bosch washing machines have this back plate. It's held in place by a couple of screws all around these four corners, and once you take those off with a T20 Torx bit, you lift it up and then it comes out. So just like that, and it's out. With that off, just have a look and see what's going on. If you see a lot of debris like water, sediment, like dirt, like dirty water sediment or lint sediment on this bottom plate, it means that there's a leak somewhere, there's water that's been coming out somewhere. So a closer look at mine, you can see that there's a lot of lint in here, a lot of sediment. You can see that water's been leaking in there, and there's that sort of rust, that soap that's been coming out. It means there's a leak somewhere. So you have to identify where that leak is coming from. Now the easiest way to do that will usually be to just get a bucket of water and put it straight in the drum and then see where the water is dripping from. For mine, this one has been an easy one because you can see here that this pipe, that black pipe that takes water from the drum into the drain has come off. The clamp has come off. So that is causing an overflow issue. So it's putting water into the drum and the water's never filling the drum. So a telltale there would be you're flooding your floor. Most of these Bosch washing machines would have flood protection or anti-flood device, flood detection device at the bottom. But this one, it doesn't have one. So you see this thing, usually it clips on to the bottom of the drum where you see that black thing there. So I've got to reconnect that, and once I reconnect that fault will be sorted on my machine. So that's about it with E31 error. Now if you find that your drum has a hole in it, I'll leave a link in the description below as to what you can use um, to patch up the hole. Usually you have to do a little bit of plastic welding with a soldering iron. Then after you melt the plastic and join the drum back together, you can use some epoxy or some putty. But I'll leave you the stuff that I use in the description below, and then hopefully that will work out for you. So you can give you a closer look, well, a better look. You see that pipe, that black pipe? See, that shouldn't be like that. That should be attached to the drum here. Now that's come off and all the water's just been leaking. You can see the soap there. So check yours and make sure that you're not getting any water leaks when you get that E31 error. If you're getting a water leak, it means that there's something letting the water out. Another thing to watch for is if you've checked everything, there's no hole on your washing machine, then the next thing would be your water level sensor. To access the water level sensor, you have to remove these two bolts, these two screws, and then pull this off. We have a look at it. That water level sensor is this little thing here. Sometimes that gets faulty and it's not properly recording what's going on in the drum. And it's got a pipe that's attached to it. Sometimes this pipe gets a hole in it. And if it gets a hole in it, then it doesn't properly detect the water level in it. And also if it gets blocked by debris or something, it doesn't record the proper pressure or water that's in the drum. So what you need to do is just detach it, this little black hose from here, then blow in it. If you're finding it hard to blow in it, it means there's a blockage. But if you blow freely in it and you find that you blow freely in it, then you put your tongue, put your tongue over the opening, and then there should be no air escaping. You should feel the pressure still on your tongue. If you don't feel that pressure, it means there's a leak somewhere. Try that and see how that goes. Usually the problem is with this E31 error is usually a leak. These tubs, the material they use to make them is not as strong as it used to be. So a coin spinning at 1400 RPM or 1600 RPM is putting a hole straight through this drum, and that's the cause of many leaks in washing machines. Not only Bosch, but you got LG, Samsung, a lot of these washing machines now, you get leaks in them. So to solve that, just tell them, keep the change, it's not worth it. Don't mess around with changing the washing machine. Coins, screws, bolts, anything like that, don't leave it in your pockets when you do your washing, and then your washing machine will go for a long time. But in the case of this one, it's just a clamp that's come off. I don't know if it's a manufacturing defect or it's just, I don't know, something just happened and it just came off. But if you have any questions, if you get stuck, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, the water valve as well is this bit here. So if you're going to change that, you just take this off and then you put a new one in. Usually that solves it. But E31 is water just keeps getting in the washer. The washer never properly gets to a proper level, full level of water, and that triggers the fault. So find your leak, find what's causing it, and then you'll be able to fix that fault. Failing that, then bad news. It would be your main board. But most of the times, it's just a leak somewhere or a failed valve, and that will solve all your dramas. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.